Chetan Sharma has resigned from his post as India's chairman of selectors after being caught in an undercover TV sting operation. His resignation was accepted by BCCI Secretary Yash, according to an ANI report. On 14th February, an Indian TV news channel released video footage of Sharma talking about various matters relating to the national team, including alleged issues between Virat Kohli and former BCCI President Sourav Ganguly, and Jasprit Bumrah's injury. It appears that Sharma did not know he was being filmed clandestinely at the time. Yes, Chetan has tendered his resignation to BCCI Secretary Yash, and his resignation has been accepted. His position had become untenable after the sting operation, a senior BCCI source told PTI. He resigned voluntarily and wasn't asked to resign. Sharma was reinstated as chief selector only in January, after the BCCI had removed the entire selection panel in November following India's semi-final defeat from the 2020 T20 World Cup in Australia and invited fresh applications. Sharma continued to function in his role until the new panel was appointed, with him once again as chairman. His exit leaves India's selection panel comprising Salil Ankola, S.S. Das, Subroto Banerjee and S. Sharath, with the BCCI yet to appoint a new chairman. He made his first-class debut for Punjab at the age of 17 and appeared in one-day internationals a year later. He was the first man to take a hat-trick in ODI World Cup. He achieved this feat in 1987 Reliance World Cup against New Zealand. Making his first appearance in tests against Pakistan at Lahore in 1984, he bowled Mohsin Khan with his fifth ball, becoming the third Indian to take a wicket in his first over in Test cricket. He took 14 wickets in the 3 tests in Sri Lanka in 1985. Later that season in Australia, with India needing a win in the last match of the league to qualify for the final of the World Series Cup, Sharma was an important member of the Indian team that defeated England 2-0 in 1986. He took 16 wickets in the 2 tests that he played. He took 10 wickets at Birmingham, including a career-best 6 for 58 in the second innings. It remains the only 10-wicket haul by an Indian in England. He also is one of the few Indian pacers, like his mentor Kapil Dev, to take a 5-wicket haul in his 32-over spell to end with 5-64 and also have his name permanently etched in the Hall of Fame board at Lord's Cricket Ground. Though only 20 at this time, he picked up frequent injuries which restricted his career. When available, he was the first choice as the opening bowler with Kapil Dev for the next 3 years. For his ability to get useful runs down the order, that too at quick rate, Chetan was seen as a natural successor to Kapil Dev in the all-rounder category. By the early 90s, his bowling dropped in pace and its sharpness, and his strike rate had dropped considerably. 1987 World Cup. In the Reliance World Cup in 1987, Sharma took the first hat-trick in the history of tournament when he clean bowled Ken Rutherford, Ian Smith and Ewan Chatfield of New Zealand off consecutive balls. Post-World Cup, he played the most noted innings of his career against England in the Nehru Cup in 1989. Sent in at number 3 with India facing a target of 256, he scored a 101 asterisk in 96 balls, completing his 100 with the match-winning run. He made another important contribution in India's win against Australia in the next match, sharing an unfinished partnership of 40 runs with Manoj Prabhakar and ending the match with a six. But his bowling had waned considerably, and he was excluded from the tour of Pakistan a few weeks later. Late career. Sharma received few opportunities thereafter. In one of his last international appearances, against New Zealand in a three-nations tournament in 1994, he ended up with figures of 1-0, 23-0 after being hit for 5 fours of consecutive balls by Stephen Fleming. He moved from Haryana to Bengal in 1993 and stayed there till the end of his career in 1996. Sharma is also infamously remembered for bowling the last over in the final of the Australasia Cup in Sharjah in 1986. With Pakistan needing 4 runs off the last ball to win, he bowled a low full toss outside the leg stump, which was hit for 6 by Javed miandad. 5. That defeat started a chain of defeats for Indian cricket team in Sharjah. After cricket. After his retirement, Chetan became a cricket commentator. He opened a fast bowling cricket academy in Panchkula in Haryana in 2004, which closed down in 2009. Chetan is the nephew of the former Indian cricketer Yashpal Sharma. Political career. Chetan contested the Lok Sabha 2009 polls from Faridabad on a Bahujan Samaj Party (BSP) ticket. He came third, polling 18.2% votes. He subsequently joined the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) and was appointed party's sports cell convener. As chief selector. In December 2020, he was elected as chairman of the selection committee of Indian cricket team. Later in November 2022, he was sacked from the position after Team India's exit from the Cricket World Cup. However, he was reappointed on the same post upon applying for it. BCCI Chief Selector Chetan Sharma has decided to resign from his post on Friday. Sharma's resignation was accepted by BCCI Secretary Yash. Yes, Chetan has tendered his resignation to BCCI Secretary Yash, and his resignation has been accepted. His position had become untenable after the sting operation. He resigned voluntarily and wasn't asked to resign, a senior BCCI source told PTI on condition of anonymity on Friday. Chetan Sharma was in Kolkata along with other selection committee members for the Ranji Trophy final between Bengal and Saurashtra. They were there to select the Irani Cup team. Sharma, who was reinstated as the chief selector after India's bittersweet campaign at the T20 World Cup in Australia, got into trouble after he was heard spilling insider information in a sting operation by Z Media. The chief selector's explosive remarks created a ruckus in Indian cricket. In his series of revelations, Sharma alleged that several Indian players take injections to fast-track their comeback to international cricket. Sharma opened up about an ego clash between former Indian skipper Virat Kohli and ex-BCCI president Sourav Ganguly. Batting icon Kohli had stepped down as India's captain when Ganguly was at the helm. When Kohli relinquished India's captaincy, Ganguly asserted that the BCCI had asked him to reconsider his decision. However, Kohli contradicted Ganguly by revealing that the decision was declared a progressive step by the apex Indian Cricket Board at the time. Veteran opener Rohit was appointed as India's captain across all formats in 2022. Besides giving insights about internal discussions involving head coach Rahul Dravid and skipper Rohit, chief selector Sharma also claimed that he was at loggerheads with the management over Bumrah's return. The Indian pacer has struggled to make a comeback into the national side after his back injury. Pacer Bumrah is expected to miss the remainder of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. The star pacer is also doubtful for the one-day international (ODI) series against Australia in the World Cup year.